Hello, everybody. Let me just say this before I get started. You owe it to yourself. It is late. I hardly ever do lives this late, but I had a lot going on today, and I wanted to go ahead and get this done just in case the end of my week gets even more busy. So, yes, as a reminder, you owe it to yourself. Welcome to the live broadcast. If you are able to join me, thank you so much. If you're going to watch this replay, thank you. Thank you. So today I'm not going to be long. I just wanted to come in the group and do my weekly chat about working through fear. Now, if there are other topics in particular you guys would like to have me come on and talk about, form a thread and just put the topics on there and I'll tackle them week by week. So the question, I have my notes here, if you see me looking down. When it comes to working through fear, before I define fear, I want to know this, and you can write this in your journal. How was fear introduced to you? Like, how was it introduced to you? Like, what was the first thing you were very fearful of? And can you paint a picture of the story of how it went? And what exactly are you afraid of? What exactly are you afraid of? Because we can be afraid of, we can make a general statement and say, oh my gosh, I'm afraid of this. But it's just one particular thing about that you're actually afraid of. So when I wrote down the definitions of fear, which is right here, it says unpleasant feelings triggered by the perception of danger, real or imagined. So a lot of the times it's just something you make it up in your head. You're not actually, it's not even a perceived threat. But for those that feel like there's a perceived threat, here's another question to answer in your journal. What about your goals is dangerous? Because remember, it said unpleasant feeling triggered by the perception of danger. What about your goals is dangerous? What about you fulfilling or accomplishing this particular goal is dangerous? Where is the danger coming into play? We're going to get to the root of this thing. So why do the things you want to do make you feel unpleasant? Because remember, when you set those goals, those are your goals. I always tell y'all, don't do anything suggested. Do what resonates with you. And even in saying that, I still get people saying they're fearful of this and they're fearful of that. I had one young lady that told me she could not move forward in her business because she was taught that telling people what you got going on is bragging. I told her to shut it down, just close the business. And I didn't tell her that for her to actually close the business. I did that with intention because I got her attention. And she was like, what? Why would you tell me that? Because if you're not branding yourself, if you're not advertising, if you're not putting yourself out there, what's the point? And you know what happened? I made her think. And I asked her, who told you that? And of course, we traced the origin of that thing. And now she's out there soaring. She's posting about her business. She got her clients. Heck, she'd have moved to another state. So she's about to get more clients out there. I mean, just some beautiful things have happened because we got to stop making these blanket statements because it sounds like, oh, I'll get a pass because I'm scared to do something. No, you won't. Not with me. We're going to get to the bottom of it and we're going to find out what exactly are you afraid of. Oh, Toya, I'm not actually afraid of writing a book. I'm just afraid that no one will buy it. People buy books. Trust me. If you have mastered your message, and you got the right coach to help you write that thing, you got the right publisher to help you get it out there, and you're putting in the work with your branding and you are attracting your target audience, people are going to buy the book. They're going to buy it, trust me. So it's getting to the bottom. It's getting to the bottom. You just keep asking yourself why until you're at the very bottom. And then you can begin to alter that thing. Then you can begin to change the story. So I asked you, why do the things you want to do make you feel unpleasant? Don't forget to write that down in your journal as well. And then I want to know, do you really want that for your life? So we're talking about the goal. Then you said you're fearful of something. And then I ask you, why do the things that you want to do make you feel unpleasant? So now I'm asking you, do you really want it? Are you after that because somebody else is doing it? Are you after that because it'll make mama proud? Are you after that because somebody put a post out there and said they made $10,000 last month and now you jumping on it? Do you really want it? Do you really want it? Because I know when I was going through my setbacks, my emotional setbacks prior to me becoming an author, I wanted it. And I wasn't going to stop until I get it. I kept delaying that thing and delaying it and delaying it because my responses, my perceptions were off. I had to change the narrative. I had to heal. I had to do a lot of healing, still healing. But that's what I wanted. And that's what I have. And now I'm helping other people to share their story. So is it what you want? I mean, really? Because it's okay to grow up in a family of doctors, but you want to be an artist. That's the thing about us. We want to carry on this legacy. Whose legacy is this? That could very well not be the direction God wants to take you in. Because he didn't make us to look like everybody else. You got 10 generations of family members looking the same. That's not how that was supposed to go. They may be great at doing whatever they're doing, but some of them will tell you that's not what they wanted. They felt obligated. And obligation has people bound. So don't do anything out of obligation. Do what you're called to do. Live your life by design. Because when those people are gone and you're still here doing whatever they told you to do, you're miserable. And now you're going to leave here not having fulfilled your purpose. So you got a whole 5, 6, 7 generations of people leaving here with all of their talents. Think about that. Fear. Let me tell y'all something about fear. And I wrote these notes down in my notebook. Did y'all know that fear interrupts processes in our brain that allows us to regulate emotions? And I mean, it kind of makes sense because people are all over the place when they're afraid. That's why we're not supposed to be in that fear zone. Power, love, and a sound mind. Because fear will shut down organs, literally shut down organs. And we cannot be building in fear. I know people say, do it afraid, do it afraid. I don't think they're talking about what I'm talking about right now. They're just telling you that it don't matter if you're scared to just keep on doing it. But I mean, just to really live in the fear zone. I'm afraid to go here because I might get in a wreck. I'm afraid to accomplish my goals because I might fail. I'm afraid to fly because the plane might crash. I'm afraid to go on a cruise because I can't drink all that water. I don't want to live like that. And I personally don't want people around me like that because that will drain the crap out of me. We really don't know who we are or what we like because we are too afraid to try anything. So how can I have a conversation with someone about their life, living their life by design, when they don't even know who they are? Everything you ask them, oh no, I've never done that. I stay away from water. Ugh, I don't like animals. It's just all these different complexes that we've built, and we need to trace where this stuff is coming from. I remember I was like that, and I went on my first cruise, and I couldn't stop going. I was every year. I'm gone. We are really missing out on life because of these complexes, and we have to get to the root of it so they won't stagnate us any longer because we're stuck. We are stuck. Fear also impacts our thinking and decision making in negative ways. Of course it does. Because when you're afraid, you're not going to think logically. You're not. I have a podcast episode. It's called Fear is in the Air. And I talk about people don't think. Like with all this stuff been going on, no one's really thinking. The media has done a great job in putting everyone in the fear zone. And that's where a lot of people are living right now. And you can tell. Because these people can come on there and say it was an exercise, like somebody did. And Donald Trump corrected them and said, well, you could have told us that at a press release. I saw it. But I'm pretty sure the majority missed that because they were already in fear. We miss a lot. We can't see. We're blind. And I'm not saying see like I see myself on this screen. We're blinded and we cannot see when we're in fear. So I think that's all I wanted to talk about. And another thing we have to remember, and I wrote these in my notes, I've talked about this on my podcast as well, but anything out of the ordinary serves as an alert that something's wrong. So if you're always giving up on yourself or quitting your goals, and then you actually want to try this thing again, in your mind, in your brain, that's out of the ordinary to want to actually go through with it because you've built that structure of giving up. So what happens is your mind is going to perceive a threat when you're actually trying to go through with it. Your mind is going to, what is going on here? We're used to giving up. We're not used to this going, what is she doing over here? So what will happen is when you give up, you feel better because your mind has rewarded you for avoiding the threat. This is the power of our minds and how we build structures in our mind. The fear zone, every time we exercise that muscle, we are making it stronger. So when you try to do something opposite of fear, your mind, that these structures that you have built, no one else has done it, is going to perceive anything out of the ordinary, like anything other than that fear, as a threat. A good thing is a threat because you live in the fear zone. And your mind will reward, your brain will release chemicals rewarding you when you avoid a threat, which is why when you give up, you feel better and you think that was the thing to do. This is really something to think about and something to consider. Our minds are so powerful, you guys, we don't know the half of it. And this information, that the part I just read, I studied this from a Christian neuroscientist. This is amazing. This is some amazing information. So just remember, you can start tomorrow. Those things, those fears, those things you're putting off, one negative brain structure at a time, rebuild it. You can dismantle that thing by fighting against it. It will probably be the hardest fight of your life, but it's worth it, and you're worth it, and you owe it to yourself. You are worth it. We are worth it. We are worth fighting for our life by design. We are worth fighting for that sound mind. So think about these things that I've said today. If you have any questions, you can put them in the comments. And remember, if you have a particular topic that you guys would like me to talk about, please feel free to post it. This topic was actually brought to me by one of the people in the group. So please feel free. I have no problem with it. I actually would love the engagement, honestly. So have a great night. You guys take care, and I will see you all next week. Bye.